Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Good morning, everybody. This is Louis Michelson from Business Talk Radio, and we have a very special guest on today from Grand Rapids, Michigan. She's a certified life mastery consultant, AliciaMarie Belchak. How we doing?
Hi, Louis. I'm so glad to be here. Hi.
Yeah, well, it's like everybody that I talk to that's a life coach, a consultant, the hop in your step, the click in your voice, it's just so positive. It's unbelievable.
Well, I really appreciate that. I've been told that the energy that we present ourselves with matters, and you know what? I've experienced that firsthand, so thanks for reinforcing that for me.
Oh, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You got the energy, that's for sure, and you're giving it out to everybody that you talk to.
Absolutely.
All right, so since this is the first time on the radio with me, why don't you tell everybody about yourself, what you do, how you do it, and why you do it.
Well, great. Thanks, Louis. I really appreciate it. My name is AliciaMarie Belchak, as you said, and I'm a life mastery consultant. And a lot of people ask me, what does that mean, AliciaMarie? And I tell them, it means I'm here to help you master your life, especially in the 4 domains of life that we all struggle with in some way, shape, or form. We have our time and money. We have our relationships, we have our health, and we have the vocation that we're doing, the way we give our time and talent. So I help discern with someone, walk along on the journey of discovery, asking highly powerful questions, and getting to the bottom of what would really bring you alive, really make your purpose, your possibilities stand out. And a lot of times that means growing in new areas and being willing to be uncomfortable in the interest of growth. So putting together a vision for the life that you would really love and the way to accomplish your dreams, that's what I do. And I bring together a huge suite of skills, obviously, to do that. I have a background in science. I was originally trained with my personal power mission in mind to save the planet, quote unquote. And so I trained myself in environmental science in my undergrad and chemistry, and then I went on from there to do journalism studies and get a master's degree at Columbia University Journalism School, and I spent years in both of those fields. And in my third iteration now, as I bring it all together, is in this evocative coaching that I'm doing with people. So the golden thread throughout is asking powerful questions, because the quality of your life is often determined by the questions that you're asking.
And when the people come in, do they have those questions for you? Or do you have to prod it out of them?
It's really a combination. A lot of times people will feel kind of stuck. They might be in a daze. They might have some big life transition happening. Maybe they've lost a job, they've lost a loved one, or their relationship's not in a good place, or they're just struggling financially, or maybe they have it really great already and they're really grateful for life, but they're wondering, is this really all? Could there be more? But there isn't that clarity, and clarity is power, which is why I go and teach, I speak and teach a lot of people in workshops, both virtually and in person, and I talk about the power of vision, especially now that we're in these pivotal times. We're really in a season of transformation, and how we go about harnessing that transformation and really leveraging that opportunity, even in the midst of really what amounts to uncertain times and maybe tough terrains for people. It's really having that clarity of vision and that allows you to start taking steps forward, even if they're micro steps. And you don't always have clarity unless you're asking questions. And very often when we're feeling a bit fearful, when we're getting triggered, when we have frustrations, we're not thinking clearly. Even though we may be asking questions, we're not going to be asking the highest questions we could be asking. So having someone who can help, who's trained, I mean, look at all the things I've done all those big industries that I've worked in, they're all about asking questions and these high caliber questions, going a little further, going a little deeper, and getting people to just reimagine something that they maybe didn't think of before. But that doesn't happen if we don't first ask the question.
So you got to prod.
Very often. But they may come to me saying, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not happy. Why am I not happy? Those sorts of things. And then we go from there.
Okay. Wow. So it's the usual. You're so positive and they don't know where they're going, and you got to put them on the path of righteousness.
It's their own path. They get to determine it. I do not tell them what to do.
But you're leading them.
Yeah. It's a guide. I think of myself as a guide. And if I may, the reason I think of myself that way is because I spent, I would say, 15 years, which is a very long, protracted period of time, to be feeling that same way. I spent a lot of time in just this foggy state that I'm describing, where, yes, I got up every morning, I had a moderate amount of success in my life. Anyone on the outside would have said, hey, you got it all. But on the inside, I felt lost. I felt confused often. I felt like I was putting on a brave face, a mask for the world to see. I wasn't really letting my authentic self shine through because I was afraid it wasn't going to be accepted fully. I always felt like I had to be something for someone else. There was a lot of things there, and it all stemmed really from a life-changing moment in my life that I didn't see coming. And a lot of times we don't see these changes coming. And I really think this is so apropos of the world we're living in now, where there's so many changes that people are dealing with. And you don't see them coming sometimes. You kind of get that Mack truck experience. For me, I was 25 years old. I had just gotten married. I was on my honeymoon, and I got the call that I needed to come home because Mom isn't going to make it. My mom had been sick with leukemia, and she'd had a bone marrow transplant. She was on the road to recovery from my perspective. She made it to my wedding. She held out for that. But I had to cut my honeymoon short to come home, and she died within 24 hours of me doing that. And it was a traumatic moment, and it was this light switch moment. My life was full of hope and possibility, and the future was bright, and then flip, and the next thing I knew, I was lost. I was in the dark. I was confused. I was sad. I was scared. Even longer than a normal grieving process. And being newly married, there were all sorts of relationship issues. I always like to joke that the first year of our marriage was not a honeymoon. It was me dealing with my mom having passed away in this life change. And the second year of our marriage was dealing with my husband having to deal with me the first year.
Yeah.
But all of that is to say, I looked and looked and was lost for a long time. And people in my life didn't know how to respond. I really needed a mentor. I really needed someone who could help me with that kind of vision building and dream building, and someone who could ask those questions, question the way I was thinking, question the way I was feeling, help me move through those emotions in a healthy, positive way. And I didn't have that in my life. And so I had to learn to become that, and I am doing what I do now because I want to be that for other people. I want to be the light in the dark. I want to say I've been there, I've been in the hard times. You can do this. You can get through this. I've had unemployment. We've gone through everything. I mean, so I'm ready. And I feel like in some ways I've been running this marathon in my life and training and conditioning to help people through both my experiences but also the classes and the training and the certifications I've done. And now, when everyone else is kind of like out of breath, this pandemic, all of the issues going on in the world with race and how do we bring justice and equality to people, people need someone who can help them catch their breath and say, come on, this isn't a sprint, this is a marathon. I know, let's do this. We can keep going.
All right, Alicia. What you got to do now is you got to give out your information on how to get in touch with you.
Well, absolutely. So the best way to get in touch with me is to just contact me through my website, which is very easy, AliciaMarie Belchak.com. And you can also check out my me on YouTube, and I have a Facebook page and all that other fun stuff too.
All right. So everybody out there that's been listening, please give AliciaMarie Belchak a call. Get in touch with her. Get on her website. Find out what information. She can definitely help you because she's very positive. She has a lot of experience, and she's here to help you. This is Louis Michelson at Business Talk Radio, and we have been talking to the wonderful AliciaMarie Belchak. Don't leave us. We will be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.